Ultimate Halo now has a Discord. Go to the description, join the community, and let's talk some Halo. Creating any type of video game is a challenging endeavour, especially one that looks polished, fun, and seems like it could have been developed by an actual game studio. But over the years, tools and kits have become more accessible than ever, resulting in fans showcasing their talents and dedication, producing some amazing games. Halo has never been an exception to this, and there are fans from every corner of the community coming together to create some awesome games, some of which I've been lucky enough to play myself. But in making your own Halo game, you also need to be careful that you don't violate Microsoft's terms of use. All assets must be your own, not monetized in any way, and shouldn't use the name of their intellectual property. So in today's video, we are going to break down my top 7 Halo fan games that you should keep your eye on. Hey up lads, Fletch here from Ultimate Halo. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do want to stress that this list is by no means comprehensive. There are plenty of fan games out there, just simply go out and Google them because there are a lot. But to me, some of these show the most promise or are alternatively the most playable at the moment, and they also stick to Microsoft's guidelines as much as they possibly can. But just as a side note, I do define a Halo fan game as a game that is built from either the ground up or the existing engines have been modified significantly enough that it can be considered its own separate entity. Lastly, let me know in the comment section down below, if you could make your own Halo fan game, what would it be? I'm really curious to know your thoughts, and mine would be a flood survival game. Damn, that would just like, I'd love that so much. The first game on this list is Halo Sins of the Prophets. Now personally, these games aren't normally my cup of tea. However, the time, the detail and the passion put into this mod in the ships and the various fleets you can assemble is utterly incredible. Basically, the game is a total conversion mod for Sins of a Solar Empire and is essentially a space strategy game, to put it. There are a variety of UNSC and Covenant ships that create a really interesting and visually unique gameplay scenarios. The game still gets ships and features added quite regularly, which is great, and I love seeing all these updates on their Twitter. So if you're looking at playing something that continuously grows, this might be the game for you. The footage I'm using here is from TheBeardedPenguin, his links are in the description, and if Halo Wars and other types of strategy games are your jam, then absolutely check this one out because it looks a hell of a lot of fun. Next up on this list we have Project Contingency, which is a Halo fan game being developed in the Unreal 4 engine, which looks to have a lot of fun gameplay and also has some really beautiful and polished maps that they've developed. It looks to be a game that draws heavy inspiration from the classic gameplay formula on PC, and the footage being showed here is on their Guardian remake, which right now it looks fantastic. The lighting on the game is also that strikes me a lot. It's something that has a lot of time and care gone into it in terms of the environmental design on the maps, trying to make it feel like a graphically high-end experience, and honestly, it looks it. My only critique at this stage is that the gameplay looks a little bit loose, if that's possible to say at all. I guess what I'm trying to articulate is that the animations don't look quite there yet in terms of visually packing a punch. But of course, everything is quite early days and it looks like they're still well into the development of this project. I appreciate that fan games are talented people doing this in their spare time, and I'm also hoping this comes out fairly soon or we start to hear more because it shows a lot of promise. However, their YouTube has been rather quiet lately in terms of updates, other than an April Fool's joke about having advanced movement, which even more doubles down on the game is supposed to be a true classic Halo experience. These guys do have a Discord, and as per every creator on this list, their links will be in the description. Just quickly before our next pick, this isn't part of the list, but me, the Chunkier Bean, who is the head of Installation 01, and Luminous Cactus are creating a small mini Halo game which we are yet to reveal, so please go to our Twitters on screen and we'll reveal more when it's ready. It's releasing soon and we're hoping to have it available on Steam for everybody to experience. Next up on this list is Halo Zero. This is likely one of the oldest games on this video itself. It was released in 2005 and is a 2D side-scroller game that is a hell of a lot of fun to play. I actually remember seeing this growing up, and in my head I'm sure I saw it in a magazine covered somewhere, but I think a lot of fans online in that era will probably remember this game. It's a game that is based around the events of Halo The Fall of Reach, and there are some key weapons you come to expect from a Halo game, such as the assault rifle, magnum, shotgun, plasma pistol, etc. It's available for free, much like all the other games on this list, and in this day and age I'd be genuinely shocked if someone's PC couldn't run this game, because it does not require much processing power and I'd absolutely recommend checking it out. The only thing I would say that I would improve about this game looking back is the controls, but I don't really see it too much of an issue because you can map them anywhere you like. I'd honestly love to see more Halo side-scrolling games come back in the future. There's something nostalgic in terms of watching them and playing them, and there's a real opportunity to make some cool fan-made stories. As someone who was a big fan of the old Sonic games, Rayman, Mario, etc., I give this game a thumbs up due to the mixture of the combat and platforming, which feels really unique, but it still keeps that core Halo identity, which is fantastic. For the next choice on my list, I'm going to look at a mod that can be considered a fan game in my eyes because of exactly how much it's changed the game. SPV3 is a single player mod for the original Halo Combat Evolved campaign, but when I say mod I mean literally a total overhaul. New guns, grenades, graphics update, new story, new arenas, wildlife, etc. I could talk all day about what this mod does right and wrong, but for anyone who has a PC who hasn't played SPV3, I implore you to go check it out. I know some people can be intimidated by modding due to them not wanting to mess something up or break their PC, but honestly this game comes with its own launcher. You don't really need to do anything once you've downloaded the game, just jump in and check it out. What I've always said about this mod is that it's something I would have wanted to make growing up in all of my ideas and my wild imagination whilst I was young, and I do mean that in the nicest way possible. It has a lot of things in the mod still to this day I think a Halo game should have, such as wildlife, open areas to explore and much more. So if you haven't played it or even watched gameplay online, crack on because there's a lot to explore. My next choice on this list is actually a game I've had some hands-on time with myself when I was streaming to you guys on YouTube a while ago. Glitch5970 is a community member that is working hard to make their own Halo game in the Unreal Engine 4, and so far it's working out great. Of course, it's still very early days for the project and is in process of experimenting with various elements of the game, but one thing I will say is that the animations feel and look fantastic. With my personal hands-on time with the game, I've loved every single minute of it, and seeing Halo in a game engine like this is very satisfying because it sparks a feeling of new and old at the same time. At present, Glitch is also working to bring the game to VR, and as we can see in this footage provided by him on screen, it's looking an absolute treat. Already I love how snappy it looks in VR, and it's something I'd like to see again, as we did get to see Halo Recruit VR, which was by 343, which I got to play at my annual trip to 343 a few years ago. So I'm hoping we get to see more, and if you want to see more footage that comes out on a fairly regular basis, please go to Glitch's Twitter in the description for more information. The penultimate pick on this list is a game that hasn't yet got a name, but what it does have is personality, a unique style, and a whole lot of chief cuteness. Yes, look at you, you're so adorable. The talented developer and artist Brendan Sullivan is currently working on releasing a third-person 3D pixel art Halo game for us to all enjoy, and I have to say, in terms of how unique it is, it's definitely one of my standout picks on this list. It takes a ridiculous amount of effort to make any of these games, but to also make it something so unique with such a design flair about it and still feels Halo is incredible. Brendan is trying to have the game released by the end of the year, but of course that can change at any point. But what I think I appreciate the most is actually seeing the behind the scenes detail he also provides on his Twitter. A lot of his videos we get to see how the blip magnetism works or how pathfinding works for his AI. I think also seeing behind the scenes function of games makes you appreciate the hard work and effort that goes into them during people's spare times, and this is one of the games I hope to get my hands on sooner rather than later. So Brendan, a genuinely great job, well done. Hey up, the last pick of the day, and certainly my favourite pick out of this list. You didn't think I was going to leave out Installation 01, did you? Well, this game is quite special to me because I followed its journey from the early days of Ultimate Halo doing coverage on it, and I do have special memories with both playing the game on testing and also in a LAN party last year in Seattle where the Installation 01 team hosted a party, and both the Chunkier Bean and I faced off in a 1v1. I was getting slapped at first, but eventually I started to claw it back. We agreed on the first to 12, we were neck on neck, 11-11, Bean snatched the last point, and at that moment it showed me what Halo's all about. Friends, family, good times, and playing an awesome game that gives you memories you'll never forget. What I love about Installation 01 is that they simply want to make a good, classic Halo game and yet add their own flavour and have it play great, which all of it achieves. It did look a little bit wonky in some areas in retrospect in the early days, but that's part of getting the game up and running. The team working behind it are working hard to make something special. With no release date set just yet, we're waiting for the day to come, and my excitement continues to grow for it. This is my personal favourite on this list. I also may have a little bit of sentimental value attached. However, as soon as I'm able to get more time under my belt with these other games when the rest release, I hope that I'll have more sentimental attachment to these two like I have in this upcoming title. So that's it for today's list. I hope you all enjoyed, and let me know in the comments down below, if you could make a Halo game, what would you make? Would it be a Halo Flood game, a Marine story, a Covenant campaign? And thank you so much for watching. My name is Jack Fletcher, and I will see you next time on the one and the only Ultimate Halo.
Subscribe now to Ultimate Halo for more unfriggin' believable Halo content.